Welcome to My Body Fits. This is not the workout I planned today. I'm sorry. Hi, I'm personal trainer and kettlebell coach Mel Anderson. Welcome to my channel. Now, I had plans to record a cool kettlebell workout for you today with swings and squats and other fabulous exercises. But for the last few days, I've woken up feeling like I'm falling off the bed. Does anyone get this sometimes? Now, I've heard many women report dizziness during their menopause journey, and it is on the list of symptoms that you can find on the Menopause Support website, link in the description for that one. Anywho, my usual morning stretches and workouts have gone out the window. Lying down makes it worse, as does any quick movements. But I need to keep moving. I feel so much better when I move consistently. So I came up with this little alternative to my planned workout, and I thought I'll record it for anyone else who experiences these horrible dizzy spells. You can do this with just body weight, or if you feel up to it, you can use a light kettlebell or a dumbbell. Just be really mindful of how safe you're feeling. You'll need a chair and a clear space to move. If you enjoy this video, or if you find it useful, please like it, drop me a comment below and let me know how you get on. Subscribe to my channel and click the bell to be notified when I put new stuff out. If you're looking for something to complement this workout that will keep those niggles and aches away, my free gift to you is my Stretch and Rise series, daily mobility routines that are short and simple and will soon have you jumping out of bed in the morning without the moans and groans. Simply follow this URL or click the link in the description to get access straight away. Today's workout is specifically designed for you if you're experiencing temporary dizzy spells like me. Take your time. Take it easy. We're just here to keep our body moving and stay consistent. And on a side note, if your dizziness is persistent, do go and check that out with your medical professional. Okay, if you're doing this dizzy workout with me today, let me just talk about the setup and a few safety things. So I've got my chair on a kind of exercise mat or yoga mat so that it doesn't move because I'm on hard floor. So make sure that your chair can't sugar around loads, okay? Because if you're feeling dizzy, we want to make sure that it's a really stable chair and you're really safe. Also, I've got plenty of space around me, and I've got my kettlebell and my water on a slightly higher surface than the floor so that I don't have to bend over to pick them up, because bending over, bending down to the floor is one of the things that makes me have a real bad dizzy spell, and turning my head without my body makes my dizziness worse. So if I'm going to turn, I want to try to turn my torso, not just my neck like you would normally do, okay? So keeping yourself really nice and safe. I've got my feet firmly flat planted on the floor. I know you can't really see that too much, but because I'm like leaning forward, because I'm sitting forward, so yeah, feet are flat planted on the floor, and I am just kind of, I would say, halfway on the chair. So I'm feeling like I'm really nice and safe and stable, but I'm not sitting all the way back. I mean, I don't know, that might be different for you. I've got really little legs, so look what happens if I sit all the way back. My feet can't go flat, and I want my feet flat on the floor. So find a good position that you can be completely flat on the floor. So let's go through a little warm up first. Now remember, this isn't a really energetic workout. It's not really a really hardcore workout. There's no transformation going to come from this exercise, other than you're going to stay consistent. That's the only reason I'm doing this today, and that's the only reason I'm sharing it with you today. So if you're feeling like me, a little bit dizzy, we can just do this, and it just makes us put on our workout gear and use that time that we would have done a workout to do something. So do you remember my AB plan? I'm going to put that up here somewhere. Never know where it goes. I'm going to put it up here somewhere for you. AB plan is all about staying consistent and doing what you can to make sure that you do something. Okay, so let's just get ourselves a little bit warmed up. Let's just sit here, roll the shoulders. So again, like I said, keeping your feet flat and planted on the floor and your backside on the chair enough so that you feel nice and safe. So the focus here is going to be not bending down and not turning my head too much. Because yeah, this is a pretty, I mean, I've woken up the last couple of days feeling so super dizzy. Like laying down is the worst thing. I can't lay down. well, of course I can lay down. I go to bed and I lay down, but what I'm saying is, laying down to do any stretches, I just feel like I'm falling off the world. If you feel like I feel sometimes, it's so awful. But I don't seem to be suffering too bad with it during the day, as long as I don't bend down, lay down on the floor, or turn my head too quickly. So we're just rolling our shoulders a little bit forwards, a little bit back. Okay, good. Now we're going to stand up. If you're feeling dizzy like me, we just want to do that really nice and slowly. So again, feet planted on the floor, lean forward ever so slightly, hands in, just use your hands to sort of bring yourself up to standing. So we're going to come up and stand up, stretching our hips up, then we're just going to go and sit back down. Okay, so standing up, lengthening out the hips, and then sit down. So lean back, find that position, find that chair with your backside before you let yourself drop down. Stand up. And then I'm almost like hinging my hips back, finding the chair, there it is, I'm going to sit down. Really, really nice and slowly. Because if you're feeling dizzy, like me, no fast movements today. Open those hips up, find the chair, sit back down. One more. Da-da-da. And sit back down. Okay, I'm going to go through all the exercises, just body weight to start with, and then if you want to, you can grab a nice light bell. That was too much of a fast head turn. I've got one of my original bells. This is a nice little 7.5 kilo bell. It's about 14 years old. It's very dirty, very rusty, but it's the one I turn to if I need to do something more restorative. So let's go body weight to start with. We're going to stand up and sit down 10 times, okay? Just the same as we did with the warm-up. So stand up. As you come up, think about lengthening the hips, squeeze your glutes, stand up nice and tall, and a little bit of tension here as well. We're going to go backwards. We're going to find that chair, just tap. We're not sitting down this time. We're just finding the chair and tapping. Again, super slow. This is number 3. If at any time throughout this you feel too dizzy, just sit. Okay, remember, this is not a hardcore workout. This is us just doing something. So we tick a box and say, yeah, I filled that space today where I was going to do a workout. I did something, I moved my body in the best way I could. We've got 2 more. Hope you're feeling all right. I'm feeling fine. This is good. Good. Stand up one more time. That's 10. Take it back down to the chair. Find that chair. Sit back. Little breather. After this, we're going to do overhead presses with our bell, but let's just do that without a bell for the moment. So keep your hands on your thighs, sit up nice and tall. So we're going to take our right hand. I know this always looks like it's the opposite, but I'm not one of these trainers. Let's go pointing the fingers up to the ceiling. I'm not one of these trainers that can do, like I can say what I'm doing opposite so that you see it correctly. Do you know what I mean? Am I just talking nonsense here? Okay, let's think about, I'm going to tell you what I mean in a minute. Let's think about that arm being nice and close to the ear, exactly how it would be if we were pressing our kettlebell, okay? So what I mean is, people that do workouts to music, they can say it's left when they're doing right. They can say it's right when they're doing left, so that you get the correct, like, because it's a mirror image, you get the correct side. Oh my goodness, I cannot do that. Not in the slightest. Not with this brain. So yeah, so I'm going to say to you, this is my right hand. It might look left to you. Doesn't matter which hand you're doing. And I have no idea how many of these I have done. Let's do the opposite one again. Okay, good. Now, we're going to stand up and we're going to march on the spot. So you can either come to standing nice and gently, bring your feet together, find yourself kind of, make sure you feel all right. And we're just going to stand here and we're going to bring the opposite hand up as we bring the knee up. Now, if you're really, really suffering, I'm going to show you, it's going to be, again, it's going to be somewhere around here. I don't know until I edit it, a version where I'm holding onto the chair. You can do that too, okay? You can hold onto the chair if you need to. Make sure the most important thing is that you're feeling safe. So this feels okay to me because I'm not moving my head, I'm not turning my head, I'm not bending down. I'm actually really focusing on standing up nice and straight, keeping my head forward and just bringing my knee up and the opposite hand at the same time. Once again, no idea. Oh, I did feel a little bit wobbly then. Didn't know if you saw that. Just gonna like recalibrate myself. Using all the tension around our midsection as well will really help you stay stable and not feel too wobbly. Let's just go again. Okay, I feel fine. So if you're feeling dizzy like me and it's just come out of nowhere and it's just temporary and it's probably just a little spell, this is a fantastic way just to keep your body moving. If it's something that's been going on for a long time, remember, like I said in the intro, do go and get it checked out if you're worried. I'm kind of used to this because it happens to me all the time. Okay, good. Right, I'm going to sit myself down. So widening my stance a little bit again. I'm going to just go backwards, find that chair. Where is it? I'm going to go back a bit more. Where's the chair gone? Okay, ready? Here we go. Where's the chair? Oh, there it is. Gonna sit back down. Okay, next up, what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be holding our bell. And this is a really nice little static little core exercise, okay? But I'm going to show you what you do when we lift the bell up. But for now, what I want you to do is cup your hands together like this. Okay, lift your elbows up slightly, sit up really nice and tall, and all you're going to do is press your hands together. Shoulders are down and relaxed, sitting up really nice and tall. As you do this, you will feel tension here, okay? So, and just press that together. So we're just holding this, okay? In the same way that you would hold a plank, pulling up, like pulling your belly button in, squeezing the sides here, squeezing everything in. But making sure we're not sitting all tense like this. Relax the shoulders and just hold that for a few seconds. Once again, this is not going to be like a great transformational exercise. We're just feeling our body and feeling the muscles that we would normally use in a workout. Holding it for a few more seconds and then shake it out. Now I've got my drink here. Just going to grab hold of that and have a little drink. Now, if you want to, I'll turn my body here nice and slowly. If you want to, you can grab hold of a bell now, if it feels safe. Remember, be really, really careful. Check in with how you're feeling, okay? I'm going to grab hold of my bell. This is a nice small bell. So I'm going to hold it here by the horns. I'm going to put this right into that kind of nice sort of curved bit between my thumb and my fingers, wrapping my hands really nice and tight around the bell, and I'm going to push in the same way we did with that last exercise. I'm going to push my hands in to create tension. Tension helps you stay stable, so tensing up and using the muscles in your body really helps you to stay stable, right? So here we go. I feel nice and safe. I've got my feet flat on the floor. We're going to stand up and tap the chair 10 times, if I can remember to count 10 times. Ready? Here we go. So stand up, lengthen out those hips, stand up really tall, squeeze the glutes. Find that chair, just tap. Where is it? There it is. I need to go back a tiny bit. Okay, here we go, that was one. So pushing the hips back, find the chair, tap, and stand up. Remember, if at any time you feel too dizzy, it doesn't feel safe, just sit down, sit it out. Even if you do one round of this with no bell or no anything, you've done a little bit of movement today, which is so amazing when you feel this dizzy. And I'm not counting. I'm going to estimate that's about 4 or 5. So I'm really squeezing, really using my muscles here. I reckon that's about 6. That's about 7. Let's do 3 more. Really nice and slowly. Really nice and slowly. You can also use a light kettlebell for this. That is a kettlebell. Dumbbell for this if you want to. Now let's find that chair. There it is. Sit back. Nice and comfy. Let's put that down. And just check in here. How am I feeling? A little bit of background dizziness, but not too much. Feeling all right. Okay, we're going to do some overhead presses. We're just going to do 5 on each side. So you can either use like a small hand weight or a small dumbbell or something like that, or a small kettlebell, or simply carry on like this with nothing. Let's have a little go. I'm going to bring that to here. So popping it in my hands the same way as I normally would with a kettlebell. I'm really thinking about everything I would normally do. I want my elbow into my ribs. I want my wrist nice and straight. I want to hook that handle with my hand and wrap my fingertips around the bell. It's so funny, when you're dizzy, you really realise how much you turn your head, because that was a little bit of a head turn there, but I'm safe on my seat, my feet are flat on the floor, okay? So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good, good. I'm just gonna pass that really nice and safely over to the other side, thinking about elbow into my ribs, nice straight wrist, hand is hooked through the handle, wrapping my fingers around the bell, making sure I'm sitting up nice and tall. We don't want to be kind of sitting like this and pressing like this, okay? Sit up nice and tall. Okay, here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good, good. And then I'm just gonna, I can see on my little monitor, I can see my stool, but you know, if you're gonna turn your whole body, because that makes you feel less dizzy. We're just gonna sit here. How's that feel? Feels okay, not too bad at all. So next up, I'm gonna march with my kettlebell in my hands. If that doesn't feel safe, don't do it. Just do it without that, you know, without your hands. I'm going to hold it in the same way that I would hold it if I was doing squats. So wrapping my hands nice and safely around the bell, I am going to push my elbows down into my ribs and I'm going to squeeze that bell. So that tension that creates already makes me feel nice and feel nice and safe. So using all that tension, I've got an itchy nose. I always get itchy nose. Okay, so squeezing the bell, I'm going to stand up. Just going to make sure that I feel nice and safe. Bring my feet into a more narrow stance. Yep, this feels okay. So I'm just going to march. This is actually a really good exercise. If you do this with a really heavy bell, really good core exercise. But today, with my little baby bell, it is enough. So let me just turn my body here so I can show you. I'm not bending down to let my bell meet my knee. I'm not interested in how close my knees come up to the bell. It's not what I'm interested in. I'm just interested in movement, just moving my body. I'm going to turn around gently. Yeah, that feels all right. God, dizziness. Let's just do this a few times more. So I'm bringing my knees up. Thinking about keeping my body as nice and tall and straight and still as I can. Squeezing that kettlebell, that's creating all that tension. And then marching. No idea how many I've done again, as usual. Let's just do one more on each side. Good, now I want to make sure that I'm close enough. Yeah, there's the mat, so this is good. I'm going to just find that chair. Coming back, find the chair. Good, safe. Sit back down, put the bell back down on my stool. Good. Okay, check in with myself, how am I feeling? Yeah, I actually feel quite nice and warm, this is nice. Good, good. And then I'm just gonna hold it again, okay? So I'm gonna lift the bell. Okay, so here I'm just holding it, okay? So hands are wrapped around the bell nice and tight, squeeze. So I'm thinking about elbows down into my ribs, relaxing my shoulders back and down. Imagine that I've got like these sponges underneath my armpits. Already everything's switched on and firing up in my core. So I'm just gonna sit here and talk to you whilst I'm holding this. No, I'm gonna look at my clock here, just kind of roughly see how long we're gonna hold this for. We're sitting nice and still, we're sitting up nice and tall, we're looking forward, we're trying not to move our heads too much, we're just trying to get a little bit of movement. We've done probably about 20 seconds, let's do it a little bit more. Breathe. Okay, I'm gonna wait for a few more seconds. Good, good. Now placing that bell back down. Good. Is that on properly? I want to just turn my body. Yeah, that's on properly. Grabbing hold of my water, having a little drinky. Okay, that's good. while we're sitting here finishing off then. If you want to do a few more of those, just kind of go back to the beginning and press play again. That feels like enough for me today. Rolling the shoulders then, just rolling those shoulders out. Take some nice long deep breaths. So frustrating not being able to do, like getting down on the floor and not being able to do all the stretching and stuff that I have been doing for so many years, but you know, it is what it is. You've just got to find a way to move. Okay, rolling them forwards. Good. Shake it out. That's feeling pretty good to me. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to comment below and let me know how you get on, and I will see you next week.